We got a lot to talk about this week. A lot of shit happened in the last 2 weeks, so we are going to jump right into it.
There we
Sarah,
go.
how you doing? We're not going to jump right into it. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm tired. There's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff going on.
it's been a lot. It's been a long 2 weeks.
It
Um,
has. It's between like me dropping $60 on Hitman just to get access to the beta, and then playing the Division, and then playing Fire Emblem Fates.
yeah, it's been a
Um,
lot of long nights with Fire Emblem and
I'm
betas.
I'm sure with you. I mean, you probably played. You're way ahead. We'll talk about that soon, but you're way ahead
We
than
will.
me. But otherwise, it's kind of picking up. It's getting to that point where more games are going out, more quality games are coming out. It's becoming a situation where I'm wondering how much I want to spend on stuff. So, it's always a stress once the quiet time calms down. How have you been though?
I'm doing good, like I said, but it's been a long 2 weeks between betas and new games and finishing up old games and keeping myself busy. So it's been a long 2 weeks. We got a lot to talk about today. So let's jump right into it. Let's shoot with the news first, then we'll talk about betas and stuff towards the end. Or do you want to talk about betas and stuff now and talk about news towards the end?
I don't know. I kind of tentatively there's kind of a flow. We could talk about a little bit of the old news because it's been a while. Like there's some big news
All
that I
right.
think we can
So
talk about. But
off the bat, Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed announced about 2 weeks ago, February 11th, that Assassin's Creed will no longer be a yearly title for Ubisoft. They're dropping their big game for 2016 in terms of Assassin's Creed. They're not doing a game in 16, um, and they'll be back tentatively in 2017 with a full Assassin's Creed title. This breaks a I think it's 7 year streak for Assassin's Creed
yeah,
being a yearly game
yeah, and
at some
then
point.
it was just a really, I guess, the whole thing's very strange. So I kind of did a little bit of research on this because I was curious, exactly what the mindset was because Assassin's Creed was one of the games they were so confident, like, oh my god, yearly games, we can do it, we can make it, people are buying it, it's great. Like in fact, one of them actually said, they're able to offer a new Assassin's Creed every year because people want it. The demand was there. People were spending
Right.
the money for the game. The games were doing really well. They were adding a bunch of stuff, but that was like 2 years ago. And then suddenly they hit this wall, I think, with three was kind of one of those games where people started to question if they could maintain and not have a game fatigue and a release fatigue. And then once they dropped three, we saw Rogue, which was good, but then we saw Black Flag, which had some questions, and then Unity came out.
Mhm.
And then suddenly it's like, what are they losing by rushing these games? And then consumers, they lost their confidence. They just lost it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the news around Syndicate was of Syndicate's release was it's only been a year since their disastrous launch of Unity with all the bugs. I mean, disastrous from a performance, I guess, perspective. It ended up, I guess, getting fixed to a point, but a lot of the talk was about is Syndicate going to be another terrible launch in terms of bugs and a rushed release. So I think I'm very glad Guimon and all of Ubisoft decided to kind of put Assassin's Creed in the back burner. It's one of my favorite franchises in terms of story and gameplay. It's one of the I mean still is one of the very well respected kind of action platformers around. And it's I think good for the series to take a break. They were kind of I felt with Unity and then Syndicate. I felt could have been one game kind of feeling where
Hmm.
it's not enough. You had a lot of really good single player elements with Syndicate, but you had a cool multiplayer element with Unity that neither of which were fully fleshed out. I feel like for a full game. Um, so they're moving away from the yearly launch. They won't have a game in 16. They won't. There's a question during their investor day presentation that whether it would actually come back to a yearly cycle, and I think it was CFO, I forget his name, said that it was not out of the question, but it'll have to be reviewed when that time comes. I would actually prefer it not to be a yearly release anymore. Give it year and a half, 2 year kind of cycle.
Right.
But
And I think they really owned up to the fact that sales were atrocious. And
they
people
weren't
don't
great.
really understand, and we kind of talked about this last podcast, is people don't really understand, or maybe they do, how much sales impact a game. And you know, it. I mean, this is a side note. I know it's not on our news list, but it's like we talked about how gigantic they had
Hmm.
issues with money, so they had to fire people. But Troy, I don't know if you watched that trailer I sent you of that fighting game where they actually had the petting element of it. I sent you, it was a What the Glitch. You may have never watched it for a surprise. But essentially it was like a fighting game, but it's Japanese, so they had a petting element where you could basically like motorboat the fans and get like stamina to keep fighting.
Oh, you know what? I saved that by not watching it. You're
Yeah,
right.
I'm sorry.
I remember what you're talking about.
But
Um,
but basically that actually they announced that they had to cancel the game because of not enough pre-orders, which the community, the gaming community has been saying if you don't like a game, don't pre-order, don't support it. And then suddenly Assassin's Creed has changed. Games are not being completed because of pre-orders, and it's there's power in money, and the world of no pre-orders is impacting it in both positive and negative ways.
that was today,
So
wasn't it?
yeah, I
That
think it
game that.
was today.
Oh, that was the same game.
Yeah.
Wow, it didn't
So
look that crazy from the screenshots they posted. So I didn't
no.
think it was that. That insane.
I just recognized it because of the coloring and it was anime-ish. But uh,
Scrolling through feed right now, trying to find a thumbnail for it. I remember the post, but
yeah, so I
um,
mean, I guess, I like the fact that we still are able to impact things, but it kind of shows that words are not enough, gamers' complaints are not enough, money is going to speak. So,
what's interesting though for Syndicate is that, and it's asked back to Assassin's Creed, is that Syndicate was actually trending better than Unity. It was
mhm.
actually trending more towards the Black Flag, which was one of the more successful Assassin's Creed games. But money, of course, isn't anything. It's about building brand stability, and the fact that they had to fight their own image from the previous game when releasing Syndicate, not even a year later, uh, means that they're concerned with what the brand, how the brand is moving, and building it to be a lasting platform. I guess being massively up on sales against a game that had a terrible release, a terrible support structure, and was still unplayable months later, probably isn't saying that much.
Right.
Um,
It still wasn't great though. Like I think they said it was one of the lower running, like they didn't make the mark and they did feel the first week in terms of sales that it did not do well. And they kind of I think they were anticipating that they would have done better because they had all these promises and they had time to work on the engine, but as you said, it's like the brand was basically becoming oh, is Assassin's Creed going to mess this up? And then a lot of people just lost faith in it and they lost a lot of excitement in it. And so I am, like you said, I'm kind of glad that they are taking more time on it. It's a great franchise. I think as they continue to expand the franchise, having more time is not going to hurt them.
mhm.
Releasing on maybe like a year and a half schedule or an every other year schedule and creating better content, better storylines, better quality game, having more time to test is going to help them, and hopefully they use this extra time to really reinvent the franchise and create a new set of games that's going to kick ass and make people become confident in the brand again.
Yeah. Let's see what else was moving
Hitman.
past that.
Hitman also by
Isn't that a beta? That's a beta.
right, but it's also by Ubisoft.
Oh, oh, all right. I didn't realize that.
Transitions and
You're gonna
segues.
keep it all with Ubisoft. All right, that's
Ubisoft.
fine.
Well, you don't care because you didn't play it.
I did not. I don't have a PS4, and I didn't feel like buying Ubisoft buying Hitman, um, due to the weird launch thing.
I had to buy it too
I
for
don't really feel like buying
PlayStation.
an episodic game, especially one like Hitman. No.
I don't know. I've okay. So I've never gotten a Hitman game. I've never followed Hitman. I've
It's
seen
your
it.
first Hitman.
This is my first Hitman.
All right.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
Continue.
I thought it would be kind of everything I wanted in Assassin's Creed. Like I liked the stealth of Assassin's Creed. I liked the idea of assassinating bitches. And Hitman looked like the more if you had a cool like Hitman looked like if Assassin's Creed had cool final boss missions that weren't the same of every other game where you actually had to do stuff. I think that would be cool. And so I checked it out. I figured whatever, I'd bite the bullet and play the beta, check it out. The beta was okay.
Just okay.
Well, it
I heard
was
it was very tutorially.
because it was the tutorial.
Oh,
They literally unlocked the prologue, which is to show you how to play the game. So you have two
yeah.
missions And those two missions basically are, hey, here's how you do stealth things. You have a few other options so you can play around. And then here's the final stealth thing that you can actually beat in 5 minutes. And it's just like, it felt very, okay, cool. There's
That
these
was the entire
options.
beta.
Yeah, it was just two
That was all.
missions. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Huh.
Okay.
And then
Yeah. All
they
right.
they did announce they did PlayStation first and they did PC, and they did announce that PlayStation Plus subs actually, I guess, are all going to have access to another mission a week before the game is launched, so more people will be able to check it out. But I'm not really sure the numbers. They didn't really talk about it. I think a lot of people were kind of meh. It needs a little bit more work because there were some frame rate issues. And if there's like 30 people in the game and the frame rate gets a little hiccupy, how are they going to deal with the 300 plus the 1,000 people that are apparently happening?
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I was hesitant just because of the release kind of pattern, the release structure.
Right.
So I'm already a little hesitant on it. Plus, the last Hitman game wasn't that great. The one before it, I think, Blood Money was really good, and
Okay.
then I think Absolution was meh. It was 50-50.
Well, I bit the bullet for simply the fact that I wanted to try the beta out, and I figured, I actually was really excited when I saw the trailers and stuff. So it was kind of my first Hitman. I knew of the series, but I never played it. So I'm kind of excited for that. So we'll see what
Sure.
happens. Um, Otherwise, I guess as we start talking about the next beta, I'm going to start playing The Flame and the Flood
Okay.
on stream. Let's hope it doesn't freak out.
So
It did freak out. What the hell? Oh,
okay.
that's why. All right, keep talking.
So the other beta, the other Ubisoft and beta, it's a double transition. The Division had an open beta this past weekend. The Division, the third-person shooter, kind of first-person-y shooter, MMO-y, Destiny kind of game. Um, had an open beta. I played the hell shit out of it. I don't know how much you played of it, Sarah, but I put a lot of time into that beta.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't play much. I'm not gonna
oh,
lie. I had a surprise babysitting 7 hour
whew.
babysitting venture. So
It
I
was
did play through the whole thing where it became like I did complete all of the missions and got into
okay.
the dark zone. So I did play enough where
Yeah,
basically Kotal, our friend, told me that it was essentially it was just all side quest and dark zone exploration, and we did all of the important things for the beta.
yeah. I barely beat the missions. I was in the dark zone 90% of the time in that beta. I am totally sold on this game now. I was questionable on Division at first. I was worried that it was going to be too much, either too derivative of Destiny, or it was going to just be a general flop in terms of mechanics not working out properly or too buggy to play kind of thing.
You
This
had
beta's yeah.
Yeah, well, you had a bone to pick with Destiny.
God, I don't like Destiny. Well, my issue with Destiny was they were trying to sell themselves as something they weren't. Division has the benefit of coming after Destiny and can say, "Yeah, we know they don't want to be called an MMO, but it's an MMO.
Well,
Let's be honest here."
and that's I actually researched it, and they did a lot of we are role playing like an RPG, so we have RPG elements, but it does say MMO after the fact. So
Well, and from what I've played, there are a lot more RPG elements than what I've seen in Destiny. In
right,
terms of you build your class out a little bit more than Destiny. You kind of build your loadout, can play more to a certain type. It's more shooter than it is, and more RPG and shooter than it is MMO. But the fact that it is an MMO based game, you do party up with people. There's player interaction to a high degree. Um, so yeah, it's good.
um,
Yeah.
I mean, I was on board. I was on Team Destiny, and I'm on this one. I think I kind of argued that it is, yes, a better, much better Destiny. I mean, MMO for a console PC MMO shooter does a great job. Makes it actually does better than Destiny does. The thing is I could have played Destiny, but I'm not an MMO person, and that's the reason why I played the alpha and beta for Destiny, and I never got the game.
For Destiny. Yeah, I didn't enjoy the beta of Destiny, and that was it. And then I was sold on it being a pass game. But now that I've seen how long it's gone, I feel like I've missed the boat a little bit. just in that like how many people still play Destiny and how popular it still is. But I think I'm gonna jump in on the Division kind of ground floor. I like the third person angle. I love the tactical kind of cover. Um, I'm a big third person shooter kind of guy, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Uh,
Destiny, if I mean, it's based off of Halo, and where Halo, where you have a lot of armor, the challenge isn't too crazy when you're going through the world, so it's kind of like a lot of people play multiplayer. They don't really do the missions anymore. They play a lot of the multiplayer, just like in Halo, people play the multiplayer. They do a great job of the multiplayer like events. It's not like MMOs where you're wandering through the dark zone and suddenly one guy decides to be a dick and shoot you, and you lose all your shit, and you're like, crap, I need to get all my shit, and so you go back and it's like
yeah,
it's a big concern is that the impact of is more monumental because you're squishy, so you have to
you
worry a lot
definitely are.
about that. And
Yeah, at
then
least in the beginning stages.
oh yeah, I think no matter
Sure,
what,
later on. I'm
like
sure later on you probably with body armor and upgrades and stuff because you were upgrading your armor as you went, but you're kind of stuck with starter gear as I saw.
right. And
Um,
so it does have that element, I guess, that Tom Clancy, like if you're doing any sort of Tom Clancy, like any of those squishier type shooters versus Halo, it has that
yeah,
appeal of you have more concern to use cover. You don't have the ability of a overshield or
right.
anything
Recharging shield
else.
or the blood eyes or whatever from Call of Duty kind of thing.
Right.
Uh,
And
I love the dark zone mechanic too. The whole like full no friendly fire kind of thing, but like there's almost like an alignment or a karma system, if you will, of if you keep shooting these people, it'll mark you on the map of this guy is killing a fuck ton of people. Um, it was. I remember seeing a lot of like preview coverage from people in the press playing like early builds, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we uh, killed a bunch of NPCs, got a bunch of loot, went back to the drop point, and then killed a bunch of players while we extracted our loot." I felt like doing that every single time I was standing at a drop zone. It was that whole question of, do I want to betray the people standing next to me and take all their gear?
that there is a concern with that too. I played with Co the whole time, and one of the major things that we found out was like everyone was kind of new. It was the first day. We had a pretty cool like group of people, and we all hung out at the drop zone. And you only can get four people's loot, and there were like eight of us
Yeah,
there. So everyone
yeah.
was basically like, okay, we'll call it again, and we'll wait. And we'll call it again and we'll wait. And then everyone's like, oh, I guess we don't need any more. And then these people on the roof of the gas station just started sniping everyone. So it was like gentleman's aggression where they're like, okay, you guys don't lose anything. We're just going to kill you. And it was really funny because we're all sitting there like, okay, you're going to kill us. Now we're going to hunt you down and kill you back because now we can without being punished. So it was really funny to watch and to hang out with. And I liked it a lot. I mean, it was just, it
I'm
had
sure it'll
the,
get much dicier at a higher level as well.
oh yeah, or someone who has a bunch of really good stuff. I mean, the Dark
Right. When
Zone,
you're rating the top level stuff, you're gonna be protecting yourself pretty well
yeah,
to hit
and
those drop zones.
and that was
And they're
interesting.
pretty well exposed, those drop
Yeah.
zones. I have to say, you have to give yourself a lot of open time to put that bag on that chopper.
Oh yeah, if it's not the players, it's the asshole NPCs that are level 8 because you're stupid enough to
Fucking NPCs.
like, because you can't, when you drop your stuff, you don't keep any of it and you have to go back and get it.
Right.
And anyone can grab it for you. So you suddenly sit there like, is it worth grabbing my loot? Because you can't
Yeah.
leave. You have to then call it an extraction in order to get your loot because it's all contaminated. So that's the whole
Yeah.
element of,
You can't
risk
leave
versus
the zone
reward.
without calling a drop. And yeah, it's
Oh no.
whether any of the gear is actually worth it, especially like now at the beginning of the game and kind of how easy it was to find loot to the point where I had just kept calling drop zones and sending shit back and didn't really keep track of what I had in my stash at all until it almost filled up. So uh, it was a lot of fun. I'm kind of excited for the division now.
So did you buy it?
I did not. I didn't pre-order it. I don't really see a need to pre-order it. I probably will pick it up soon.
Do they have any
Uh,
pre-order bonuses?
I was supposed to just looking up actually if there was any pre-order bonuses for it. I don't actually know. Comes out like in what, week and a half ish, something like that.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
eight.
so. So you would
Eight.
I mean, open betas, love them because especially multiplayer open betas, it allows you to it allows you to test the game out, and a lot of people freaking hate the fact that we can't test the place out. And
Mhm.
so, good on them. They did a great job. They had the closed beta. They actually got a lot of feedback from the closed beta, and it was very much of a. The experience wasn't as increased. Like they added the sweepers, the
Yeah.
fire items, which were
Fuck
fun.
those guys.
Those were fun though. The main boss for that guy sucked, but the shooting their packs was just so satisfying because they just explode every time. But they also added more NPCs in the dark zone, so it actually didn't become just PvP; it became PvPvE. So that was interesting too.
Sorry, I'm looking at
I figured as much. I'm letting
the
you.
pre-order bonuses.
Are there pre-order bonuses?
No, I mean there's for the gold edition. There's nothing for the standard. The gold edition, which is $100, has a National Guard gear set, which is just an outfit, some equipment and shit. I'm looking at the collector's edition, which has like the game, the season pass, poster, an art book. It has a full functional Agent smartwatch replica with glow effect, which I'm trying to figure out if it's an actual smartwatch or if it's a watch that looks like a
It's
smartwatch.
functional, so it's probably
Functional
just
as
a
a watch or
watch.
functional as a
It's
smartwatch?
probably just functional as a watch.
Oh, damn. Anyways,
Um, it's so I guess, kind of, we both approve. Let's look at maybe kind of, I guess, do they have a season pass or anything for the division?
they do. Of
Speaking of season
course they do.
passes and my own
Fuck you.
segue, Fallout. We just found out more details about Fallout season pass.
We did. So Todd Howard, in an interview with Game Informer. Well, I'm sorry. No, before that.
It was before
This
that
is
because that was the Game Informer one
before
was more of just extra
Game
details.
Informer was about mods and
Yeah.
survival. So first, they announced the add-ons. It's coming out March, April, and May, one each month for Fallout 4. It's the start of their season pass. The first is a kind of a questy expansion, Automatron. It adds a bunch of robots to the wasteland. A main villain, the Mechanist, which I have a fun tidbit about for those Fallout fans out there. Uh, you can basically, it's like I think he described it as a Pokemon style DLC where you fight a bunch of robots, you take their parts, you build your own robot, and then you fight it against the other robots. Um, Looks pretty neat. It's kind of a small quest kind of thing. In April, we have Wasteland Workshop, which is geared towards like the base building kind of people. It just adds a fuck ton of like design stuff to the workshop. It also adds cages that you can trap NPCs and creatures and things in, and then fight them in your settlement. It's kind of neat. It's like basically how do I build a Thunderdome in my sanctuary settlement, which is great. And then the big one is in May. It's called Far Harbor. It's a full zone DLC that takes you up to Maine. It looks very watery based, which is probably where all that water stuff is coming into play that we saw kind of leaked in the game. But it's a new case from Valentine's Detective Agency that leads you on a search for a young woman in a secret colony of synths. You go to Maine. You go to Bar Harbor. That's the place. But they call it Far Harbor because it's far away. That's it. That's the end of that. Gotta
Um,
jump in here.
yeah, no, I got to this dialogue that I wasn't expecting, so I had to read it.
Oh.
Um,
Also announced was that their season pass is increasing in price.
yeah, it was like $30 before
It was 30. It's doubling to 60. So you have until March 1st to buy the season pass if you haven't already,
at 30.
but at $30, and then it goes up to 60. You still get all the content.
I'm gonna have to
There's no
buy it.
complaints. I did the other day too for that reason.
Oh, that's terrifying. I thought good on them for not just being like, hey, it's more expensive now.
Right, immediately.
That would have sucked. Um,
Um,
so they also announced other stuff. I mean, so they talked about that. They talked about modding support, which they said would be kind of a wave of first for PC, then Xbox, then PlayStation, or some order
yes.
thereafter.
So that was the Game Informer interview. Basically, they are coming with mod sports coming very very soon. They said between the first and second DLC is eventually what he came out and said. So sometime in April we'll have mod support on the PC with the creation kit, and then it'll be he said about a month before it comes out on Xbox, and then another month after that for PlayStation. It'll be interesting to see how they handle the mods on consoles, whether they'll give them the full creation kit somehow, or they'll just let them download mods from the workshop.
I
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
they said creation kit. I think they said they were going to provide tools, mod tools similar to what they use with the system. Maybe not the full creation kit, but they're going to provide the same access
Eh.
to that.
Have you poked around the creation kit for like Skyrim and Elder Scrolls games or Fallout games? It's kind of in depth. It's pretty.
Well, like I said, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they said originally when they announced modding support that it was going to be similar to what the devs use, whatever that means.
So that is true for the PC,
Right,
definitely.
PC. I don't know how they're going to do PlayStation and.
That's my point. I think what they'll end up doing is rather than have you let you build mods, they'll let you download mods. I'm just curious how that support, like what that process is going to look like. But we'll see. I think that's probably what that extra month is going to be. You know, get it working on the creation kit first on the PC, and then figure out how to distribute them after the fact.
Right.
So
And then
yeah,
finally, there was a leak that happened for the survival mode, which they talked about before, the hardcore mode.
yes. So the survival mode is also coming very soon. That's going to be beta to PC users first before coming to console. But yeah, there's a leak on Reddit that
Hmm.
was then confirmed by Bethesda about basically all the pieces of the survival mode. So essentially, things like you can't manual and quick saving are disabled. You have to sleep to you find a bed and sleep to save.
You can't.
Combat's more lethal. You no fast travel.
No fast travel. That's the big thing. It sounds like, as it says, survival. It's the more realistic game. So it's
Yeah,
basically, hey, you want to play this game super crazy? It's adrenaline. It has like the food changes, the weapon drops, the ammo drops, like all that stuff. Oh,
you can
ammo
get
has
sick.
weight. Yeah,
Yeah,
fatigue,
ammo
sickness,
weight.
bed
Bed
types.
types.
Depending on what bed you have, it changes the length of time and the amount of recovery. Um, Crippled limbs no longer auto heal. Locations you cleared will now repopulate with loot at a significantly slower rate. So it's
Yeah,
essentially, which I guess is fine because it's not like you're really going anywhere. But I guess it's
that's
it's
kind of it's the hardcore mode of New Vegas, but amped up even more for Fallout 4.
right.
Because New Vegas had a built-in hardcore mode or survival mode, however you want to call it, that you had to drink water, you had to eat, and you had to sleep. This is that on crack. It seems like, which is good. I'm actually excited for it. It'll give a new challenge to playing Fallout 4, which when normally you'd have to limit yourself to it. So things like or build mods for it. So things like no fast travel, no enemies on the compass. You normally would have to mod that stuff in, or kind of set your own rules of no fast travel or only sleeping kind of thing.
So
Um,
Troy, you played Fallout multiple times for multiple events. Like you,
I'm missing two achievements.
right. So is this a type of thing that you find attractive after playing so often that you think you would want to go back and play it again on this survival mode?
Um, yes. I mean, like I started another save just to fuck around in, like with mods and other fun stuff. I'm looking for more ways to play Fallout 4 because I still like the game and I still have a lot of fun jumping into it every once in a while. And survival mode will give me kind of a challenge to jump into when I'm feeling particularly not abused, if you will.
And you seem to be a bit of the masochist, as we found out in a certain
God,
game
I
that
am.
you're playing now.
I hate myself a
So
lot.
so
I
let's
punish myself
spend a
all the
lot of
time.
time now talking about the most recent release that we both picked up, and that
Yeah.
is Fire Emblem.
So first off, it
Hmm.
broke a fuck ton of 3DS sales records and Nintendo sales records in the first weekend. It had one of the biggest launch on 3DS of any games, and especially in this series history. It already has outsold Awakening um, in its first month in only 3 days.
I'm not surprised because they
I'm not either.
released two games, and I'm sure they're counting both
Well,
copies, both buying the first one and the digital edition as numbers.
maybe, possibly. I also think this
Probably.
one was hyped up a lot more than
Oh,
Awakening.
I mean it's deserved. But I'm just saying is that they have essentially three games that they're releasing, and even if they are
Potentially.
putting a sale, you're still people are going to be picking up all three games because it's not the same game like Pokemon Black and White. It is legitimately a different game. It's just you just get a discount if you already own the original game because it's a digital copy.
I'd be curious to see how they count those numbers, but I think you're right that they might double count if you buy. Like, for example, I bought Birthright from the store and then bought Conquest in the game, like through their DLC kind of menu. Um, so I don't know if that counts as one because I bought only one game from the actual Nintendo store. Excuse me, or two because I purchased it, the other part of it. I'm interested to see that.
Right.
I would bet they're separate. I would think they would want that kind of metric, and they would keep them separate.
But I mean, still, it's
But still,
yeah, I agree. Still, they have a bunch. They're making a bunch of money off it. And money alone, it's going to make a bunch of money because you're buying extra sets. DLC not terrible, and then in a few weeks they're going to get a huge boost when everyone buys the third one.
yeah, yeah. Which that's the only downside I have to waiting for the physical version. Waiting to for the did not waiting for the physical version and buying the digital is I have to wait for the third version, which I'll be totally fine with because I won't be done with these two.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just liked the disc, so I got the special edition version. I'm actually going to go talk show mode because this talk show mode. And I'm going to sit
Okay.
back and talk about this because this is real talk time with Troy and Sarah.
This is where I wish we were in the same spot so I could switch over and start playing, but that's okay.
I know we're going to have to do something fun when I come visit.
It's fine.
A special game night.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have two copies because my friend actually got one from me after my Walmart nightmare. Here's the cool box. So I got the cool box, the book, and
Not looking.
specifically the very special the box with all three games on one cartridge. So it has Birthright on one side, the art for Conquest on the other, and then the actual like disc itself just has a slash through them and just says Fire Emblem Fates. Super pretty. But I get all three games on one disc, which is really fun. So, Troy, you said I would probably get as far as chapter 11. I am still on chapter, like the first battle after.
I didn't think you'd get. I thought you'd get fairly far. You're on chapter 7.
I just got my base.
Chapter 7.
Right, because I played the base 3 times. I played the tutorial 3 times. I played it once with my main character that I'm going to be doing for Fire Emblem Birthright, so that so that I can have that character with the specific talent. Which, by the way, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with talents. And then, so I picked Knight for my talent for Birthright. I picked Ninja for my talent for Conquest, and I don't know what I'm doing for Revelations. But I have a girl for Birthright, a guy for Conquest, and then I realized that their hair didn't match their siblings, so I started over my girl again. Because that bothered me. She has to look like her siblings,
You
okay?
can change the color.
No, you
Oh,
can't.
you can't change the
Mm-mm,
color.
only
You
the
can change
style.
Style.
Yeah, so, but the thing is that there is a cool feature where if you want to skip that tutorial, you can,
Yeah.
but then you don't get all the cool, like, leveling up stats, I'm assuming. Because you don't get the experience from doing those first 6 chapters. Or they probably give you, like, you'll probably get 5 levels.
I don't know. I've never thought about that. I'll have to look.
We could probably test it out right now if we wanted to.
It's a lot of time and staring down. By the way, I'd like to take this time to mention that a capturable 3DS is $600.
Why did you include that on the notes?
I want one.
I can
So
ask my
I'm
friends how much they spent theirs because I don't think it was $600.
$600. Only one company kind of does the whole thing, and you have to either that you still have to solder your 3DS if you do it yourself, which I don't feel like doing. Moral of the story: I looked because I was like, how much would it take to stream this? I looked at 2 videos, one of how to do it with webcams and what to do to stream it like legitimately, and the legitimate version was $600.
I think Luke just freaked the fuck out. He was already pissed. He's like, I really want Fire Emblem. How much is it? I'm like $40. He's like, oh shit. And now I just found out
It's
there's 3 games.
it's $60.
I thought it was
70
20.
$70?
Is it 15? Isn't it 15 each for the DLC?
I
So
don't know.
it's a 40 and
I don't
30.
remember. 40 and right. $70
All right.
for all 3 games, which isn't that bad when you think it's 3 full games.
I paid like
Or at least 2.5.
90 for mine. Which I mean, if you think
Yeah,
about it,
but you get,
40,
like,
80,
arts and
120.
shit or whatever.
Yeah, if you buy all 3 physical copies, it would cost more than buying the digital copies.
Yeah, don't do that. Just buy the.
But I
digital.
wanted
Well, no,
I wanted it.
so the physical thing You only have to buy one of the actual physical games.
Right.
The second game is actually downloaded as DLC, and is significantly smaller, like 800 blocks versus the 1600 that it took up, or the 16,000 blocks that the regular game took up. I know this because I had to clear some space out of my precious little
It's
3DS.
another reason I don't have a lot of blocks taken yet.
Yeah, it is because you have physical games. Yeah, I actually considered buying a new SD card because I didn't want to clear out Zelda or the other games that are on there.
I'm level 8.
That's it.
For the...
I've already reclassed like twice.
No, that's for the Branch of Fate. You go to level 8.
Branch of Fate. Oh, all right. Well, that's good.
I don't know if that's because that's my character already had it, and it's like, hey, you can use the same character twice.
That could be. They could lock in like what experience you had and let you still mess with your guy, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't think I chose a boon or a buff or boon. So
At all?
no, I just got killed in this game. Not in that one. I think I had the same one I chose before.
Oh.
Hey, yeah, okay. So Lame Voice in chat, he's the one Zach. He actually bought his for $400, and that's an old 3DS, so it's not the new XL or anything.
Yeah, well, I want to like actually play my 3DS as like a 3DS, so
He can. No, it is. It's literally just got.
I want like the full three. I want the XL 3DS, the new one with the little stick and.
It's got a little box of thing on the bottom.
Yeah, well, I don't want an old one. I want one of these. That does it like so I can take it. Anyways.
I might buy a new one, to be honest.
The new 3DS?
Because my DS the power is kind of shitty right now.
Are you rocking the old 3DS?
I like it. I like this one better than the new 3DS
I gotta say,
plastic shit.
You might what?
I don't like it.
The XL or the regular one or the XL?
The XL. I don't like the XL. I haven't played with the new 3DS.
You don't like the XL?
Because the plastic's cheaper. It doesn't feel as sturdy. It literally feels like flimsy plastic.
Maybe. I'll have to pick one up because Sin's got the old 3DS.
I don't know. I've played with the XLs, and from what I can understand, the new 3DS is the same as like the XL. It's bigger. It's got the same crappy plastic stuff.
I think they're both plasticky now.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Buy a fucking 2DS if you want to be a bitch.
Fuck no. So, things I've noticed with Fire Emblem immediately was the transition in the battles. Like going from the map to the battle was different, and it was a lot smoother. I liked it. I don't know if you noticed that.
Sorry, I was answering your question.
Are they asking about our relationship?
No, it says I thought it was just Fates and Conquest.
Because apparently we'd look good together. I mean, it's not like we're not standing next to each other. The troll game was strong tonight.
I mean, you know that we do. Sorry.
I liked the transitions. Like they updated how the game kind of swoops into the battle.
Sure.
Did you invite anyone to your clubhouse after dark?
Yeah, I have a wife and stuff, and there's some weird, like, you know how they took out the petting?
They still left
thing?
the characters sitting there.
Bought the petting in. So yeah, you'll invite someone over, and then they'll just come by and like sit on your bed, all like.
Yeah, they just sit there like, I'm really glad I'm here with you. And you're just like, am I supposed to touch her? Am I not?
I just did one. I would have told you what it was, but have you even gotten a wife yet? Have you?
No, I literally just stopped.
Dude, I wish I could. I'm gonna try and reload my save.
I took Azura or whatever her name is, and I invited her the first night because I have one night, and I was like, girl on girl, and it was just like, hey. I'm like, hey.
Hey.
I didn't know, and then it had a heart next to it. And I'm like, I thought I only could invite people I can bang. I don't understand.
Let me see if I still have my.
I don't.
I got a treehouse. Let me show you the treehouse really quick.
Did you do research on which person to marry, or did you just?
Sarah.
I'm sorry.
Sarah.
Who'd you marry?
I have a spreadsheet.
Can you send me the spreadsheet?
I can send you the start.
Okay.
Yes, I can send you the spreadsheet.
Okay.
I married Hana, the samurai, because she gives what's her dick one of the best, some of the best stat boosts.
What class did you pick for Revelations as your secondary? Which doesn't matter really.
I don't remember.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
No, not particularly, unless you reclass to it, or apparently it gives you stat boosts, but I don't really understand what they are. So here's the like the invite people over thing. So I'm gonna try and hold up my DS.
Oh, Hana's cute.
She is adorbs.
But you have is your class? Do you have help for like the girls? Because I'm a girl, so I don't know which person to marry.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Hang on, I'm waiting for
Okay,
the
Luke.
finish up.
All right, so
So
Bond.
like it goes, yeah, like
There's
here's
all the
so
hearts
your
go up. I
hearts,
can't see the bottom. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
like that.
Hi. Look at all these
But you gotta see
hearts.
the dialogue right here is probably the best
Your
part of it.
bond has defense.
Yeah, all right, here we go. And it's like,
Back up a little bit, bro. Oh wait, no. Okay, go up, go up, go up. Hold on. All right. Um, let's picture something other than something.
let's practice something other than swordplay. That's what it is. I remember what it was now. Yeah, they say a bunch of like suggestive shit.
Well, like
Uh,
it was a petting game, so that scene obviously afterwards you use your stylus and like rub them, which apparently Japan loves because all of those
yeah, it's really weird.
otakus.
Real weird. Um, they actually left part of it in because there's a thing with your wife or your husband, I guess, that you can like pet them awake. There's a whole thing. It's a weird.
Can we find the dialogue and just like do
Oh,
like
I could just
can we just
read you some
talk?
of the
Can we
dialogue.
just have dialogue together where we just read off some of the things they say and just like
Here, I'll
let's
invite
practice
Felicia the maid over to my
let's
room.
practice something other than swordplay tonight.
See what she says.
God, Luke, you're gonna spam.
Thanks for always being so nice to me. You've never made me feel like a servant.
Thanks, master. Oh, I'm so nervous. Don't touch me that way.
Okay.
Her face was like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's very waifui. It's it's kind of discerning.
Right.
Oh, there it's catching up on the stream. That's why I want to see what it looked like. Anyways,
So, I
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem. I actually did my second character. I did follow the story of the Dark storyline. I'm not gonna play it through. I just wanted to start it off.
Conquest one.
Yeah, and I don't know, like kind of the whole like I did it just to choose and see the reason specifically for the choice. And it's very interesting because you sit there and you're like, two sets of siblings, I don't understand how they're going to do this. And when they kind of introduced it and they kind of introduced the whole choose your blood versus choose your family and who raised
Adopted
you.
family, yeah.
And like I almost related better to the dark side, the conquest family, because I thought they were a little bit more entertaining. Not the girls, but the two brothers were a little bit better.
The boobs girl.
She's like, I love you so much. I'm like,
There's just giant boobs.
and then she
just,
like has her arms
bouncing around.
supporting them because
Yeah.
obviously she can't, her back can't, because her spine's gonna snap in
Obviously,
back.
Oh, is there a way to like review the videos? Because there's one later on I would love to show you, but I don't think that I can.
But
Oh
she
well.
she has bigger tits than Lulu from Final Fantasy X.
Dude, they're huge. And they bounce all around all the time. It's weird. I mean, it's not that weird, but it's pretty weird. For like your adopted sister.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
and the two sisters are like almost. I guess can't you marry them too?
I
You
think
can.
so.
You can because I saw Xander's kid, the older brother,
You can
so you
get-
can.
You can get S ranks.
No, you
with
100% can. I don't know about
Yeah.
your family, obviously,
Well, that's the
but
thing. You can also get S ranks with your actual family, which I don't know how that works.
how did it work
exactly.
in Awakening with your sister?
You didn't have a sister in Awakening.
Oh no, Chrome and his sister.
Crump didn't have a sister.
Hold on. Excuse my typing. Yeah, he did. He had the little. He had the little blonde chick.
Lisa. Yeah, no, you couldn't S rank her. Obviously, those two.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna look. Kotaku.
No, you can't. Damn, I was gonna see if you can't view the old videos.
Wait, you
again.
can? Or is that the?
You-
They have
Crum and
kids.
Lisa in Awakening cannot. Yeah, they have kids because you can marry them to other people, idiot. Like they're other characters. You can make them marry.
How does
into
that
the
work?
guys'
How does
girls.
marriage work? Maybe you could tell me.
You just fucking you have them fight together all the time, and eventually they're like, yeah, you want to have a kid or something, and then
Partner
the
sets.
awakening is like, oh, time travel, and this one's like, oh, we send them to another dimension where time travels faster, and it's only been like 20
It
minutes.
says you can partner with the avatar.
Who can?
The avatar can hook up with her brother.
Fucking weird.
That's impossible. I need to find the wiki. Where's the wiki? Wiki,
I
I
mean,
need you to
you
lead
can
me.
S rank. So this is getting really meta for for Fire
Oh my
Emblem.
god. Wait a second.
You can. So here's the thing. S ranks means marriage, essentially, in this game. They changed it to be where S rank and A plus rank. A plus rank is like best friends. So if you let me try and view this again.
What's the brother's
So if you
name?
well, there's a lot of brothers' names.
Ryoma?
Sure.
How do you
There's
Where's the
Takumi.
avatar? Where's the avatar?
That's right. There's like all right. For example, here's Sakura. Let's see if I can hold up here really close to the screen. Sakura is your younger sister in Birthrights. See that little S rank there? Means you can marry her, I think. I don't know. Maybe they did something so that you couldn't do that. But it's a little weird when if that's your blood family. Let's stop talking about boning people and talk about other things.
Oh
Like
shit.
what?
Nothing, I just read a spoiler. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Spoiler alert: you kill both of your families, at some point.
So I guess never mind. I'm not gonna even say it. Okay. Don't look into that kind of stuff if you don't want to be spoiled.
To boning people?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yes, you can have kids with your siblings.
weird. That's gross.
If you do, there's logic.
If you there's we mean there's logic.
Do you want me to spoil what I just read?
No.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
I'll have to on my second playthrough. I'll find out. Don't worry. I'll make that a thing.
I don't know. They might tell you in the first playthrough too. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll find out.
All right. So
You're not related to anyone, are you? You're not related to either of the people. You're just fucking weird. It's just you're a third person. Whatever. Fuck it. Probably. I don't know.
so the Vive was listed at $800. Speaking
Yeah,
of
the
expensive
Vive.
shit,
Expensive shit.
I actually saw it. It dropped on Sunday. They announced the Vive. Troy, you called that the Vive was going to be more expensive, and it was actually projected to be what, like $1,000 originally, a little bit more high end than the Oculus,
I said more than Oculus.
which was 600.
800 sounds more than Oculus.
Right? No, 600 was Oculus, but I was reading that some of the projections was over $1,000 because it was more high end. It comes with more stuff. Oculus just comes with a controller,
There's more in the box.
the headset.
For the Vive.
Yeah, they have like weird sensor things, and then they actually have
Well,
two controllers.
you have the way stations and the controllers and the headset, whereas the Oculus is just the headset and an Xbox controller.
You also get earbuds. Don't forget the earbuds.
That's attached to the thing, isn't it?
No, they have standalone earbuds. The Vive has it's basically just a opening. They don't have a headset on it. But it does come with two games as well. It comes with your favorite game, Job Simulator.
God, I fucking want that game so bad.
Do you think they're gonna have it at PAX? Is that a game we're gonna have to play?
I hope so. I hope Vive is at PAX. I hope Valve's at PAX. Yeah.
We need to reach out to people and see if we can just set up times to meet them.
Fucking hopefully.
Or just pimp ourselves out the first day.
Yeah.
But it's expected. Pre-orders went live yesterday.
Yes.
It's coming out in March.
Yes. April.
April. Oh no, Oculus is coming out in March.
I think it's coming out in April.
Okay, it's coming out a little later. Oculus pre-orders went live. It's coming out March 11th. This is coming out April something, which means it probably will be at PAX. But there was the Vive like preview that they sent out. They actually got a lot of good feedback. So they changed the look and feel. They adjusted the strap. They kind of updated a lot of the things, or they made it feel like they did. Does it come with peripherals?
Yeah, it comes with the two controllers and the way stations. So like you have to set up two little sensor things in your room so that it can tell where you're standing in the room. Apparently the Vive is more about like moving around, and the Oculus is more sitting and experiencing, as I can understand it, at least. Because every Vive demo I've seen is like people walking around.
Though they have some really cool things in terms of educational and other stuff. For example, like having the chance to mess with a car and fix a car, or to do like surgery, temporary surgery things, which will probably be improving. Like the Vive is trying to be more high end, to be more of an educational experience and not just simply a gaming console.
Yeah. Did you see the? It almost sounds like the HoloLens demos where they were like fixing a pipe and they were skyping with their dad or something. You didn't see that? You know what I'm talking about? Or am I
No, I didn't see
fucking
that.
crazy?
I'm gonna have to go
There's
look it
like
up
a
now.
like a promo thing where like this girl is skyping. She's got a HoloLens on. She's skyping with her dad. Like it's their dad's in the corner of the
Oh,
picture, and like it's he's like drawing on like where to unscrew the pipe or whatever. Like
Dad, I have a
on
pipe
like Envision,
leak.
like
Can you
3D.
fix it for me? Sure, honey. Let me just put on my HoloLens.
No, no, no. She had the HoloLens on looking at the pipe, and he was drawing
Right,
via
but
Skype, like, unscrew here
right.
on, like, the actual
All
three-dimensional
I'm
thing
saying is
that you're
that
staring
it's
at.
it's like, hey, Dad, I need help fixing my pipe. Let me put on my HoloLens, and we'll do it.
Yeah, man. Like, do you understand? Listen, first off, you don't have your own place, and second off, you're not hundreds of thousands of miles, or not hundreds of thousands, thousands of miles from your family.
Let me just buy a
Especially,
HoloLens so that I can
especially
stay in touch with my father.
Well, yeah, especially when I'm doing shit like on my car or on my house. I'm like, Dad, how do you take apart this thing? And he has to explain, like, oh, you see the screw 6 inches from the like, no, I can just show you now with like the Hololens. Like,
That's
we
why
can
I
just
want
go
a
right
HoloLens.
there. That is half the reason I want a Hololens.
So that I can
That
get someone on Skype and they can tell me what to do.
that and like the gaming on walls thing. That's pretty fucking cool.
Oh, the
Like,
projector?
yeah, like I can just put them on and play a game like staring at a wall. Although I will look ridiculous staring at a wall and just with a controller, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that being my life. Anyways, that's enough about HoloLens. Though Microsoft did announce that they're delaying HoloLens until it's ready. Like they're going to take as much time as necessary to build HoloLens up.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just playing with my HoloLens.
Yeah, the stream has a 30-second delay, so I
I know.
just saw it.
Um, I know. Sorry, Mike. Okay. Otherwise, kind of to wrap things up, going with the
Sure.
whole DS stuff, there was an announcement or a teaser that the Pokemon Nintendo Direct is this Friday.
Yeah, they're doing a Pokemon Direct. Why did you say it was only 2 minutes? Where did you see it was only two
Uh,
minutes?
my chief resource, Cerebi.net, claims that it
Sure.
is only a 5 minute.
5 minutes, whatever.
US is, yeah, it says it's a five. This Pokemon Direct is to last for 5 minutes.
That's a commercial. They're releasing a trailer.
It
Goodbye.
might be Pokemon Go announcement date, or
See, I got.
Pokken has a release date, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's got a release date. I'm guessing it's gonna be a new. It's not gonna be Pokemon Go like you have in the dock because that's gonna be more of an explanation of like what the fuck it is and how it works. Um, I think it'll probably be Pokemon Z.
I don't think so.
I think it will. I think it'll be the third version of whatever the last one was, X, Y, and Z. I'm betting, or whatever Emerald or
Pokemon Rainbow?
maybe. I don't know. What's that?
I don't know. I just Googled Pokemon Z. Many things are lined up. Like, latest rumors indicate the company might launch a new title later this year, which is not Pokemon Z. According to Nintendo, the marketing employee of Nintendo America claimed that a celebratory anniversary game is slated for launch this year in the form of Pokemon Rainbow.
Oh,
Based on reports, blah, blah, blah. Pokemon Ninju is a codename project for 3DS, or Ninji. Translates as rainbow, and a very odd name for the title. Uh, Previous rumors
what
indicated
would that
Z.
even be?
Z would be a precursor. If it's an anniversary, maybe it's just here's the whole world.
Here's red, blue, red. You can, you know, if it's an anniversary thing, it'll probably be here's the original red, blue, gold, and silver, maybe even ruby, sapphire, like the original versions on
There,
one cart.
maybe it's an updated
rather than the remix.
version of it. But let me see if there's any other Pokemon Rainbow stuff. I'm gonna chase this
There's
leak, this
you're
rumor.
gonna find 100 fake versions of Pokemon called Pokemon
No,
Rainbow
Gaming
throughout the
Game
years.
Zone also said Nintendo, an employee, leaked. Oh wait, so here they actually leaked Mario and Sonic Route, blah blah blah, Bravely Second, early spring summer. Summer codename Torch City, big budget unannounced game for all games. Dragon Quest 7. Fall 3DS hardware price cut. N Star big budget game. codenamed DMW2 Dragon Quest 8, Pokemon 20th anniversary game Ninja, something Rainbow. So apparently this leak claims that Pokemon Rainbow is the next big Pokemon game. And that rumor's been going on for a few days.
All right. We'll see what happens on Friday.
I mean, they already re-released Ruby and Sapphire with an
my
updated
thought
version.
is they'll do like they'll release them all in their original form. Like not the remakes, not Fire Red, not Leaf Green, like the original Game Boy versions, all as one pack.
Maybe. I could see him doing like some like world, kind of like how Gold went to other areas and Pokemon Rainbow
putting
being
them all in one, you think?
all of the
That'd be a
colored
lot.
all of the
That'd be a
colored
brand-
versions.
That'd be a whole
So,
brand new game.
yeah, red, blue, ruby, sapphire, gold, silver, black, white. RAIN.
No.
That's 7. Well, it'd be red, blue, yellow, so that's 1. Gold, silver,
Diamond,
that's
purple.
2. Diamond, gold, silver, diamond, that's 2. Ruby, sapphire, that's 3. Black and white, that's 4. What else is there?
What are you doing? 7.
Oh, I was just counting each one separate. So there'd be 4 worlds.
What?
Right. Because red and blue are the same world.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying it. Okay.
What are you? I don't know what you're counting.
So if
Why are
they're
you counting?
all
What's
in
the significance of 4?
if they're all in the same, if it's colors, it'd be 4 different areas in one cartridge in one game. The red, blue, and green area, the gold, silver area, ruby, sapphire area, diamond, pearl, and then black and white.
Okay.
There's no proof for that. I'm just saying is that that would be all 5 maps for people to explore. Pokemon Rainbow.
I mean, I guess I don't know. That's a big undertaking. That's a whole new game to like merge the two.
Merge all of them.
Merge. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but if it's the 20th anniversary and they're calling it Pokemon Rainbow,
They've got Pokemon Go in the works. They've got Pokken. They've got whatever Pokemon Z is supposed to come out. They're fucking releasing a Pokemon X, Y, and Z show, but they haven't released the game yet. If they ever do, there's a bunch of Pokemon related to Pokemon Z that haven't been released. Like, that's got to be a thing.
let's see if they have any Pokemon Rainbow rumors in here.
I don't either, man.
Let's
I
see.
don't know.
Pokemon Rainbow was rumored for years. The name may change. Point out the game will include the settings and features of several Pokemon games, including Red, Blue, Silver, Gold, Ruby, Sapphire, Pearl, and Diamond. Hence the name Pokemon Rainbow. Since it spans those titles, fans can expect a lot of Pokemon from generations 1 to 4. Nintendo may include Black, White, X, and Y, and add new Pokemon. This is the rumor, is that it would include the worlds of every single area. I don't think it's impossible. I think it might be a really big-ass game.
Yeah, I don't think they've kept it secret this long, so it's not going to be releasing anytime soon. I feel like this is going to be like a game announcement that's coming out pretty soon. I feel like it's going to be Pokemon.
Well, they said no. They said it's going to be Rainbow at the end of the year. Maybe Z will come out too, but they said this rumor that this person said was that a Pokemon codename Rainbow will be releasing at the end of the year.
All right. We'll see what happens on Friday. I'll take the bet.
I get the fact of the matter is that it's a 5-minute thing is going to be, it's not going to be a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a trailer.
It's going to be a trailer for one game, and I don't think it's going to be Pokemon Go. Everyone thinks it's, that's the other thing.
I don't think it's Pokken.
I don't think it is either, because everyone already knows about it.
Right, Pokken's coming out.
There's nothing new about it.
They might be trailers of, hey, here's Pokemon Go that's coming out soon. Here's Pokken that's coming out soon. 2 1-minute trailers, and then they're going to be like, boom. Here's the unknown also coming out soon. Z/Rainbow/whatever. Pokemon RPG. Full person, not these little pixels anymore. Super cool Pokemon Zelda game. It's probably not going to happen.
Dude,
how sweet would that be, though?
how sweet would Pokemon Go be? Can we talk about Pokemon Go for just a hot second?
We
Like,
can
I
we
can't
can
wait for that.
yes, we can talk about Pokemon Go for a hot second.
It's gonna be. I can't wait. That's gonna be fun. That's it. That's the end of that sentence.
Is it gonna be like the new Street Pass where you're just gonna go around trying to catch Pokemon? Be like,
Yeah.
I need to walk down the street to go to the state.
It's gonna
Nope,
be.
nope. There's a Pikachu 2 miles away. I need to go this way instead.
It's gonna be Pokemon version of Ingress. I'm excited for it. Anyways,
Sorry, I'm late, honey. I had to go catch a Mewtwo. There was a
sorry,
Mewtwo
sweetie,
monster battle.
I stopped. I stopped on the way home and got some food and caught like 60 Doug Trio.
It's worth
Fucking-
it. No one can
it's worth
face
it.
my trouble down under.
Just digging everything. Anyways, Pokemon Friday. What was that? 5, 3, something time?
I don't know.
Tap. Friday on that link, please. I had it out right there. At fucking 10 a.m. Eastern
Okay, I
time.
thought it was at 10, but I wasn't sure if it was 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.
10 a.m. Eastern.
You feel like I've never played Pokemon before? I played the shit out of Pokemon, and then I stopped on Black and White because kind of got old. But I'm sure everyone's gonna be pissed off about it. But I just felt like it got old. It got really repetitive. Black and White Pokemon were meh. I didn't really like them. Nothing was really driving me to find the cool Pokemon and train them. So
Cool.
meh. All right. Well, that
Pokemon's
is
boring.
about our show. Troy, besides Fire Emblem, is there anything else you're planning on playing?
Dude, yeah, I picked up. Oh, fucking Super Hot comes out tomorrow.
I
You heard
requested.
of Super Hot?
Yeah, it was on. It was at E3. I requested a
Motherfucking
copy
Super
of that.
Hot
If I get the copy, I'll send it to you.
is tight as dicks. I've been waiting for this game for about 2 years. Ever since the tech demo out of some game jam came out. Like it was a tech demo. It was fucking awesome. You basically time only moves when you move physically in the game. So you shoot, but the ball doesn't go anywhere until you like kind of move left and right, and then it goes. So you have to dodge people shooting you, and it's melee combat. It's super fucking awesome. I cannot wait for this game. Comes out tomorrow. I've been super excited about it. God, what did I just downloaded a game that looks super interesting. Where did it go? Sunless Sea. It's like a top-down boat roguelike thing. It looks super awesome. It's on Humble Bundle right now.
Okay.
It's part of the Humble Bundle.
I'll probably check out Flame in the Flood a little bit more.
I have that too. I haven't played it yet.
It was interesting. I don't know. Definitely Fire Emblem. Pick apart that a little bit more. Maybe see if there's anything else I really care about. I don't know. It like I said, there's a lot that was going on, and now I'm kind of feeling a little worn out. Now that all of the betas are done, that I kind of just want to sit and settle. I know Far Cry Primal I was interested in, but I don't know if I'll pick that up. Not now, at
Primal?
least.
I mean, I didn't play the last Far Cry. I didn't play Far Cry 4. Not because I didn't want to, just didn't.
That's awkward that the person in chat said they saw you at the live action panel,
That's what
and
I
they
said.
didn't say they saw me either, because I was sitting
Yeah.
right next to you.
It's too-
I don't know why. I mean, I guess your beauty must have just overshadowed me completely.
Also, like twice your size.
Like the blinding sun that is
light
your
and
hair
fat.
shining around the room and casting me in your shadow.
Probably. That's probably what it is.
Just casting me in the shadow. Anyway,
Like Honey Pop together.
we will off stream.
Do you want to? Oh, you can't stream that game,
No,
can you?
it's one of the very short ban
Oh,
lists that is
can we put it on-
Twitch.
we can put it on YouTube, can't we?
I think we can put it as a recording.
Ugh, that's so much work.
Yeah, I don't know if we can stream it on YouTube. God damn it.
I would play the fuck out of that game.
All right, well, I got shit to do. So, thanks guys for making it awkward. I love you as always. If you guys want to check out our daily videos on GlitchFeed, you can definitely do so. We're kind of changing up the schedule, so
Not drastically. We're still doing.
I
the
know,
same
but I'm doing Thursdays now, and you're doing Fridays.
No,
People might care, Troy.
I don't think anyone will care.
People might care.
It actually spaces them out more logically too.
Yeah,
'cause
it's not
you
as
don't have
well, except for Wednesdays, but we kind of changed how we
Wednesdays.
did that. So you guys can follow us at GlitchFeed or glitchfeed.com if you want to stay up to date on all of our news stuff. You can also follow us here on Twitch or YouTube, depending on where you're watching, to catch on to our bi-weekly podcast where it's me, Troy, and maybe others if we have any friends that like to show up. We usually don't, but
I mean, we
maybe.
can. We just haven't thought about it in a while.
We don't really ask things. We usually just show up and, oh, hey, Troy. Hey, Sarah. Haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. That's cool. Let's just
It's
do a
the first time we've done
podcast.
show prep in like a couple weeks.
We
So,
kind of sit there and talk about stuff.
whatever.
But otherwise, if you guys want to stay up to date on everything, you can do so, and we appreciate it. We just beat 400 followers or subs, whatever they're called, on YouTube.
So,
So, woo.
yay! I've been watching that graph for a while. I've been
Well,
digging into our analytics.
it was like tinkering. It was like you kept saying, we're not going to hit 400, and it kept going up and down. And now it's like past that hump of,
I'll hit 400 and then hit 399 like the next day. I'm like, ah, fuck.
and then now it's at 415. So, it jumped a little
Yeah,
bit.
we'll hype for 420 and I'll get super late blazed or something.
Displays.
I'll play blazed games or whatever.
Just Blaze. And you guys always can watch us on our specific Twitters. You can follow us there or check us out on Twitch. We both stream. So if you guys want to watch us off schedule, you can.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
See you in 2 weeks.